God damn, dude. Pretty cool dystopian future you got there. Be a shame if AI came around and ruined
It's like,
it.
what if Idiocracy was true?
And what if Idiocracy was even more soy and lame? We don't even get the cool, professional wrestling president.
Right.
We just get old men who are addicted to ice cream and being pedophiles.
Everything is more complicated than you think. You only see a tenth of what is true. There are a million little strings attached to every choice you make. You can destroy your life every time you choose. But maybe you won't know for 20 years. And you may never ever trace it to its source. And you only get one chance to play it out. Just try and figure out your own divorce. And it's what you create. And even though the world goes on for eons and eons, you are only here for a fraction of a second. Most of your time is spent being dead or not yet born, but while alive, you wait in vain, wasting years for a phone call or a letter or a look from someone or something to make it all right, and it never comes. Or it seems to, but it doesn't really. So you spend your time in vague regret or vaguer hope that something good will come along, something to make you feel connected, something to make you feel whole, something to make you feel loved. And the truth is, I feel so angry. And the truth is, I feel so fucking sad. And the truth is, I've felt so fucking hurt for so fucking long. And for just as long, I've been pretending I'm okay. Just to get along. Just for... I don't know why. Maybe because no one wants to hear about my misery. Because they have their own. Well, fuck everybody. Amen.
He walked out in the gray light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truth of the world. The cold, relentless circling of the intestate earth. Darkness implacable. The blind dogs of the sun in their running. The crushing black vacuum of the universe. And somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in their cover. Borrowed time and borrowed world and borrowed eyes with which to sorrow it.
And lo, for the earth was empty of form, and void, and darkness was all over the face of the deep, and we said, look at that fucker dance.
Okay, welcome to Heat Death of the Universe, a podcast that knows firsthand that the endless Midwestern sadness bones connected to the supper club cocktail drinking bone. It is 8:58 in the post-meridium, USA Central Time, Friday, January 2nd, year of our Lord, 2026. Isn't that novel? You're present tensely encountering billions of little auditory deaths of me, Joshua How Might Not Myself, Nomen Mutatio, and as always, beaming to us from the Echo Park Time Travel Mart under the twin shadows cast by the Chicken Boy statue and the abandoned zoo in Griffith Park is Tim Bari Oware Buechner. What's up, Tim?
Oh, you know me. I'm always happy to be on the only podcast that's willing to say that I'd rather watch Stranger Things starring Millie Bobby Brown than have a president who's a fascist Nazi clown. How you doing tonight, Josh?
So much better after that thoughtful slam poetry. I'm doing just fine. I am going to wing it today as we look back upon this year of 2025.
Listen, some might say that we live in a community the way you are, Jeffrey, winging it this evening. Get it?
That's a community reference.
That's for all the old heads out there. That show that was basically from the 70s at this point.
Yeah. The early 2000s.
I remember we'd be watching Community, and then once it finished, it would switch over to MASH, and then that's when you knew it was bedtime.
Yeah, when you hear the melancholy strains of Suicide is Painless instrumental version float up through your hi-fi system, your parents' hi-fi system even. It really was the 1970s then.
Yeah.
I agree. I guess, based on nothing else than this being the first thing on one of a few lists, AI psychosis. It's a hip topic these days. So why not let one of the hippest in the know baby mamas of one Iluma weigh in? That's right, folks. Grimes says she has AI psychosis. Recommends you should get it too.
She asked for it, and we said okay.
Yeah, so this article put out by the I don't know what this is. I should look into this.
Oh, we had like a weird article from this place before.
Yeah, it comes up a lot because it's just one of the several things that I get hit with daily email.
Yeah.
Email alerts to futurism.com. There seems sort of like a daily beast, but focused on tech stuff from like an apparently, I don't know, critical point of view. But also it's weird every time I open their mass emails, it's like all this stuff about how AI is the death of everything, basically, and it's bad. AI is bad in so many different ways. But then like their ad space within the email even will be something like enticing people to move into AI for a career, an upward career move. So I don't know what to think of this group here, Futurism, but they do feed us juicy headlines like this. I don't even remember where she said this. Maybe I was just imagining that it was in that interview she did that I think you saw, that I did not
see. Oh, the Joshua Citronello? Yeah, the citrus-smelling candle podcast, Doom Scroll. Do you remember anything? Not really.
From that about AI?
No.
Nothing really stuck with
Especially
you?
not AI. I don't remember anything, but I don't particularly remember her talking about AI, like, in any way that was, like, worthwhile.
Yeah. And there probably isn't, actually. I don't know.
Right.
This is just... I mean, she's just being stupid, I guess, is really the real headline here. And I guess some people found her takes on this non-satisfactory.
Sure.
AI psychosis has killed people, Grimes responded. Film concept artist Reed Southern. It's not, quote,
this
fun.
Sucks. I mean, that post, I should say, sucks. Who is this idiot? Reed Southern? Is this even a real person? I think this might be just an AI bot. Let's take a look. You know what?
Let's dig in.
He's based in United States, man. Joined in.
Well, that's good enough for
joined
me.
in January 2009. Has never changed his name, but he is a verified account, so that's a tick against. So I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the cut of this guy's jib. That's for damn sure. Oh, look at this. Film concept art and illustrator, Alien Earth. That sucks. That's bad. Have you seen that? Matrix, okay. Obviously into fucking woke bullshit. Marvel, DC, so he's soy, Reddit. Transformers, just bad movies. I think that gave you psychosis watching all of those movies, if I recall. Woman King, so doubling down on the woke. And then some other shit that I've never heard of. Who cares? And Hunger Games. That's the only one maybe that's okay, I guess. I don't know. I don't even think I like Hunger Games. I just liked Jennifer... Was it Jennifer Lawrence? Is that her name?
That is her name.
I just liked her work in a little thing people refer to as The Fappening. She did some great work in that. And that just gives me a positive feeling towards the Hunger Games franchise.
Yeah, I was going to say people often forget that Philip Seymour Hoffman was in at least some of those movies.
Yeah.
As some sort of political mover and shaker, I think. He was sort of a Steve Bannon stand-in, I want to say.
That was the role he was meant to play, really.
Kind of. I mean, it seems like kind of a slight against the dead, but not really.
Yeah.
It just means he's the only actor suitable for such a slippery ass role. Then the article itself basically says, literally says, it's undoubtedly an odd position to take. It's one thing to be, quote, extremely bullish on AI, as Grimes frequently describes herself, but it's another to openly gloat about AI psychosis, a term some experts are using to describe the destructive and delusional mental health episodes caused by extensive interactions with an AI chatbot. And then they hyperlink to several of their previous articles, of course. But yeah, of course, Grimes has the wrong take on everything. So, of course, she's going to have it for this as well. And it's also hard to say exactly how serious she's being.
I would say she's being as serious as she can be, because Grimes is one of these ones who falls into the category of, like, you get tricked by the fact that she's good at bleep bloops and she's successful, that you think that means she's intelligent, but she's dumb as a fucking rock. Like, it's been proven over and over again, she's a fucking moron. Like, so, yeah, she means whatever dumbass thing she's saying. The great thing is, like, people responding to her that are, like, they're not even, like, in on the conversation, and she just fucking rolls with it. This person who responded to that, my AI isn't hallucinating, it's method acting. And she responds, that's generally the best way to rebrand any general accusation of mental illness. And it's like, that's not even what she's talking about. But she's like, fuck it, I'll go along with this thing that has nothing to do with what I just said. I don't care.
Right.
It's like, what's even going on here? It doesn't matter. It's just people just fucking shouting into the void. You want to believe that someone like Grimes, who, again, like, very, very popular musician, 1.3 million followers here on Twitter, you know what I mean? Let's take a look. Let's pull up that, I guess, maybe we could look up that interview. I was going to say maybe look up some of her music. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is the best gauge to decide if she quote unquote is views/news paradigm when it comes to Grimes? Her music or her, her songs get like 106 million views for Oblivion, you know what I mean? Like 91 million views for Genesis. I think she firmly falls into the news category. And then you wonder, like, why do you need to post some dumbass bullshit like this? Why do you need to post? What is it innately that makes you need to post? And then also just be like, I'm going to go along with this dumbass, like, who doesn't even understand what I'm talking about, person's, like, 2 cents added on to my post that was asinine to begin with. Also, what I was just talking about, her fucking songs having millions of views, her interview with that, Josh Citronella man, 119,000 views. That's not looking good for our man Joshua here. I mean, Grimes is pulling millions of views, and he's barely even getting 100K for her for having her on his. I mean, that's not looking so good, man.
I mean, he did come out of nowhere to the point where like it's a trending thing when he arises in online conversation for at least one person to sincerely mention that he's probably a Fed
Right.
or an asset of some intelligence agency because of how, I mean, I don't tend to agree with that idea. The more obvious, simple explanation is that he just happens to know some people that know a certain group of Brooklyn-based podcasters or whatever to like get some fairly significant names aboard your very young podcast.
Yeah, I mean, once you get the ball rolling and like because people will just see like, oh, this person, oh, he's had this person on there and that person on there. It must be worthwhile to go on.
Right.
So then people who don't even know who he is are like, yeah, I might as well. And then, yeah, he's obviously got some kind of funding or backing because he's, has a decent production value and all this and that. And then, yeah, he's just, I remember we talked about this before. He's like some kind of artist and has some kind of connections to this stuff. He didn't come out of nowhere. He just wasn't like someone that you were seeing in front of the camera before or whatever.
Right. And then just another stupid little AI fear-mongering, whatever, style article. Cops forced to explain why AI-generated police report claimed officer transformed into frog. The subheadline is a quote, supposedly, that says, "That's when we learned the importance of correcting these AI-generated reports."
I do like the picture. It's a little cop frog. But ACAB does also
cute.
mean the tree toad or whatever. What is that? What kind of frog is that? Is that what that's called? A forest, whatever. Anyway.
What is that called?
I think it's
a good question.
Tree frog.
It's one of those tree frogs.
Yeah, it is. Tree frog is the name.
Its particular green hue makes me think of a poisonous frog, but who knows? So yeah, this is just more, AI in the workplace to cut corners, right. Except it happens to be a police force, which seems potentially more troublesome if you're like outsourcing
right.
the little cop brain power you might have to Grok.
It's also whatever. Like these people are treated like their reports and their like eyewitness testimony is treated like sacrosanct, or is at least like considered that way in like a court of law. People like to, they act like there's more weight, or people at least see that. Juries, as we talk about, the kind of person who ends up on a jury sees like, well, the police testimony, and then now you're looking at this and you're going like, okay, they're outsourcing their notes to AI that says someone turned into a frog, like, and you're going like, oh yeah, what they have to say is definitely cool. That shows how seriously they take it, which also should make you question how correct it is, I guess. I don't know. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, how correct any of the things involving judgment might be.
I've said that a million times. I think, I don't necessarily like agree with the American judicial system. I find it to be gravely flawed to its core. So yeah, this is just another big piece of that.
Yeah, and to get at how this wild accident happened, this thing about turning into a frog, a little bit from the article here. The flawed tool seems to have picked up on some unrelated background chatter to devise its fantastical fairy tale ending. The bodycam software and the AI report writing software picked up on the movie that was playing in the background, which happened to be The Princess and the Frog, Police Sergeant Rick Keel told the broadcaster.
Wait a minute.
Referring to Disney's 2009 musical comedy.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Where were they when this was playing in the background? Like,
that's what
Why are the police watching baby movies while they're supposedly going over like the things that happened in like criminal cases? What is going on here?
It's a very good question. Maybe they had arrested like a 3-year-old
right.
for looking not quite white enough or whatever. But they're not monsters, so they put on a DVD in the back seat
Of The Princess and the Frog. 2009 musical comedy. I like that description.
Yeah, that's where the quote from the top comes from. Is the same police sergeant saying, "That's when we learned the importance of correcting these AI-generated reports."
Hold on.
When the man what done now turned into a frog, is when I realized we might have to take a second look at this.
We should probably put some effort in. Nope, hold on. Stop the presses. Rewind this back. We talked about it. Why are the police watching baby movies? This is even worse. 2009 Princess and the Frog. I thought it might be. I looked it up. Guess what? This movie is woke. It's the one with the fucking black princess. This is some fucking woke DEI fucking Disney bullshit. And I'm supposed to trust police that are going to watch this? What the fuck is going on here? Now, okay, I got to see what is the score for this movie on wokeorworthit.com. Let's see. I bet they didn't even bother. Like, oh my god, fucking AI bullshit. Yeah, it's not even on there. Woke or Worth It didn't even take the time to review this because they,
Oof.
They're like, what is even? This is dunking on. This is like a Shaq going up against an 11-year-old or something. This is just not. It's not worth their time. Everybody knows what's going on here. But yeah, this is. Can you imagine? Why are the police watching this fucking woke bullshit?
I don't know, and I don't think they actually get to it in the article. I'm taking a second.
Yeah, this is
stroll through here.
This futurism.com is really asleep behind the wheel, man. They don't really ever hit any of the important details on these stories.
It's not a great source of journalism. I agree.
Yeah, The Princess and the Frog is not coming up here, but you know what they did review, or they do have reviewed here on Woke or Worth It, is Marty Supreme. And this looks like it's got 5 stars. This is a B+ grade on Woke or Worth It. Marty Supreme is not breaking the Woke-o-meter.
The Safdie brothers have gone.
Yeah.
Candace Owens.
I'm gonna.
Which side are they gonna be on in the Civil War?
Let me read this review summary for Marty Supreme on Woke or Worth It. Marty Supreme doesn't depict the traditional hero's journey. Quite the opposite. It's filled with detestable, selfish characters who deserve every unhappiness that they bring upon themselves. However, thanks to exquisite dialogue, beautiful directing, and shockingly fundamental sound buoyancy, driven home with tantalizing minimalism, it transcends its noisy and messy representation of humanity. I can't believe it, but Marty Supreme is worth it. Marty Supreme is worth it, folks. It's not woke. It's very low on the woke-o-meter. I was planning on seeing this anyways, but hey, at least now we've got a ringing endorsement from Woke or Worth It.
That's what was holding me up, actually. I was waiting for their review to come in.
Yeah, pretty good. Did you know that the Odessa Azon is actually what's her name, Pamela Adlon's daughter?
Who?
The lady...
Who are any of these people?
Odessa Azon is this new actress who's like kind of everywhere. She is the daughter of Pamela Adlon, who is the lady from like Lucky Louie and stuff that used to do all this stuff with Louis C.K.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but as soon as I did know that, it made sense when I Googled this person.
Yeah. Is it Pamela Adlon? Yeah, it's just funny that her daughter like changed her last name for not being a Nepo baby, but just made it like kind of the same but a little bit different. Azon versus Adlon.
Yeah, it does seem like a difference without difference.
And also one of her middle names is Zion. So that's probably not a great situation there. We're talking about Woke or Worth It. I think maybe Pamela Adlon might not be on the right side on that one.
Doesn't seem promising. Just one last thing about
the
this,
police frogs. So
the police frog.
So they're training poisonous dart-tipped frogs to arrest children. Is that what's going on here? I'm sorry, I missed part of this story. Or is this happening in America, or is this Israel? I'm not sure.
It's all one in the same. But yeah, this idea of, I don't know, they were like testing out this AI-powered software, whatever AI-powered even means.
Right.
Leave it to this tech journalism site to not be super clear about this stuff. But basically, yeah, they were just trying to automatically generate police reports purely from body camera footage.
Got it.
Which, like, you could almost see, like, a weird defense of is like, well, hey, if you don't trust the cops...
Right.
would just completely go around them, but it's like I almost trust this technology less than I trust the fucking crooked police. But who knows? But it's like one of those things of like who knows, because like I don't know, for example, as we've seen with like people cutting corners with like getting all the Epstein files out, like it's bound to like accidentally leak things you don't even intend it to.
The real thing too is like, number one, it's very funny to be like, we are the police, we love our cops, our law enforcement. They are important, as everyone knows. But that, like, they're using, like... Basically, it sounds like they're using, like, the same level of software as just, like, the regular-ass consumer. Because this is the same issue that happens when people try to use, like, Gemini to do auto transcripts for, like, Teams meetings and things. Where it can't discern, like, voices. So it doesn't go, like, that's not the voice of the same person. Like, if you're in the same room... It just, like, attributes all of the voices to the same person. So basically, it picked up the movie talking about the prince getting turned into a frog and just attributed that to the police officer saying that, which is very funny. But then the other thing that I think this is the major takeaway that I appreciate here is that them saying that that was an AI trick is actually a cover-up for the real truth, which is that the guy turned into a frog. And they're trying to cover up for the conspiracy that there are magical warlocks who have the ability to shapeshift, and the police are attempting to, arrest them and take them to jail for crimes against, I guess, carnation, and they're trying to cover up. They don't want us to know the truth about this, that there are skinwalkers out there, and that's the positive, is that this is just for me and my friends on TikTok who have been, firmly into, Lycan, Skinwalker, and other various shapeshifter mythos and lore. We have just got more evidence that we've been right this whole time.
Did you see the latest from E. Fartlow?
No.
East to West. January 1st post on Substack.
Okay.
By
Fartlow.
Fartlow.
This is going to be good.
Yeah, it's been a little while, I think, since we've talked about Fartlow.
Right.
She made a blog post about the inauguration of Zoran Mamdani, and it begins thusly. It's entitled East to West. Let's see, what could that mean? Let's find out by diving in to all the substance. This morning, Zoran Mamdani became the first mayor in America to be sworn in using a Quran. Unity is not our strength. It is our noose.
Oh, no.
That's some fascist-ass language.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? God damn it.
Mamdani's first executive order was to repeal the globally accepted IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, which I believe is accepted by something like maybe 25% of the nations on Earth. Hardly a majority. And they all happen to be nations that are have explicit ties to Israel, shockingly. I forget what IHRA even stands for, but I believe it's probably like an Israeli lobbying group.
I think it's I hate radical Arabs, right? That's what the
it's gotta be.
I think that's what it's. Yeah.
But whatever could that mean? It's so
Yeah.
nuanced.
Their definition of anti-Semitism. Anyone saying anything bad about Israel. Yeah.
And that definition, for those who may not know, I guess, is that criticizing Israel is no different from criticizing Judaism writ large.
Every Jew.
Therefore, all criticism of the state of Israel is anti-Semitic, which is what the United States Congress has adopted as its guiding definition as well.
It's the North Star that I make all of my decisions based around. I ask myself, is what I'm doing good for Israel / the Jews? That's what I have to question that before I make any decision. If I'm picking out milk in the grocery store, how is this going to affect Israel? That's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Otherwise, you're an anti-Semite. And you're basically Hitler. You're basically just a new version of Hitler for not making your decisions based around how is this going to affect Israel?
Yeah, instead of like what would Jesus do, it's like how would this make Brett Gelman feel?
Well, okay. What would Jesus do? Well, number one, I don't know if you ever checked out that book of yours, Mr. Sky God man, like your daddy and the waving finger. But Jesus was in fact a Jew. So if he was around right now, we all know where he would be. He would be in Israel because because everyone knows that all Jews are, they have loyalty to Israel and citizenship there. So, of course, that's where he would be.
He'd be the number one baby regime's weaponized influencer. Right. I saw old BB out there recently talking about this and just saying like the war has to be like taken to I don't know, to the Americans' back door or whatever.
Pause. Hold on.
Just talking about
pause.
Yeah, pause.
It's us. BB's trying to come to our back door.
Yeah, he's sniffing around, looking to overturn such luxuries as freedom of speech and expression and so on. And so is this other guy. I know we're all over the place here, various Zionists, but this guy with a hilarious name. I'm sorry, but anyone actually named something like Shmuley or Shlomo?
Right. It's
in this
somewhat
day
offensive.
and age. You got to expect. I mean, that's where the real anti-Semitism lies. This guy's walking around calling himself Shlomo for Christ's sake. Shlomo Kramer, I believe, was the guy.
Oh.
This clip that's sort of viral in the last 24 hours or something, where he went on, I don't know, whatever, CNN, some cable news.
Oh, that's my good friend Barry's channel. That's where he was on.
CBS.
No, she's the queen of all TV news. She's in charge of all of it.
All right, yes. So in that sense, yes, that is Bari Owari's domain. Yeah. But this guy Shlomo Kramer, he's just some billionaire, like, I don't know. I was going to say entertainment mogul, just guessing.
Sure, why not?
Whatever he is. Some useless position where he's made tons of money. Yeah, he just came out and said, like, directly, in order to save the First Amendment, we have to stop abiding by it and using it as an excuse to protect these critics of Israel. I mean, all of these Judaism.
Blatant anti-Semites. Why are we even beating around the bush here? Speaking of Bush, all of the Bush family, both presidents and any of the younger Bushes, they are all obviously strong non-anti-Semites, as they all support Israel. So you're on the right side of history when you're with the Bushes.
Yeah, there have never been any old white dynasties of immense wealth from Connecticut that have ever been anti-Semitic.
Yep.
Never heard of such a thing.
No, you don't, and you don't check out like what Prescott Bush was doing, vis-a-vis funding during, one of if not both of the world wars. That's not no. They support Israel and they support all Jews, and that's good. And really, I mean, okay, fine, I'll just say it. Like, yes, great grandpappy Bush was involved with, funding the Nazi regime takeover, but you have to think about the long game here. And if it wasn't for the Holocaust, there probably wouldn't be an Israel. So in a more important way than anything, that's actually probably much better for the Jews than a lot of things that other people have done. Like, I don't know, Zoran Mamdani. What has he ever done to help bring about the creation of Israel? He never funded the Nazi Third Reich.
It is a roundabout way to get there, I suppose.
Some people call it, a final solution of sorts. I call it just an elegant solution.
We're so far away from the Eve Barlow thing, I don't even know how to get back to it, actually. We'll get there eventually. Let's see. So yes, she's complaining about Mamdani's first executive order. Now, this is already factually inaccurate within one sentence of getting into her blog post.
How could it be? That's not my Eve. That's not my Mrs. Fartlow.
Because what Mamdani actually did, even though if he did just make it his first priority to repeal this definition of anti-Semitism, that would be great as well, and she would be equally unable to attack it. But he actually just signed something that repealed every single executive order from the time that Eric Adams got indicted until the present.
Okay.
So it's like this clean break thing, I guess. Because I guess they'll even consider like bringing some of the things back that they got rid of, maybe, is how I understand it. Either way, she's twisting the truth here to try to make it seem like he's just like single-mindedly obsessed with being quote-unquote anti-Semitic, because no, it was just something that went into effect about every single executive order done under Eric Adams since whenever his indictment was. Maybe back in, I don't even know when. When the fuck was that? Doesn't matter, really. But she continues to cry about this by saying his second executive order was to legalize the boycotting and sanctioning of Israeli businesses, rendering New York City a legitimate BDS zone. I wonder, like, it's really still kind of shocking to me that there are laws on the books throughout the United States making it illegal to boycott a foreign nation, specifically Israel.
Right.
Seems weird. Seems a little weird. It seems like it's not on the same playing field as every other nation state.
Yeah, it does seem odd that you're not allowed to. But, there's probably a good reason for that. Like we were talking about earlier, about how that it's because they don't want the country to be anti-Semitic. So United States has to support Israel, or else the country would be anti-Semitic, and obviously that would not be good.
Oh, Eve Fartlow. Keep farting on.
She's the best.
She continues by saying, during his first 24 hours in office, Mamdani has already potentially broken the law.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Word?
The official
really?
The official Twitter account for the mayor of New York, his team proceeded to erase Mayor Adams' tweets, specifically every tweet about the protection of Jewish people in New York City, following the rise in anti-Semitism.
I like specifically there. That feels like it's maybe taking a little bit of a, stretch. I don't think that they went out of their way
stretch too
to
much.
Be like, let's make sure to only delete the tweets of him talking about protecting Jewish people in New York. I'm sure that was, day one fucking activity going on Twitter. I'm also sure that Zoran himself was doing this. I'm sure that he had his fucking, he had Twitter pulled up on his phone and he was going in there and deleting all these tweets,
He's just cackling and posting blood libel.
Right.
What the fuck?
Oh, no.
She goes on to talk about the fact that New York is the second largest home to Jews in the world, second to Israel.
Wow.
Not only that, but the Jews of New York are the most targeted minority group in the city.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if that's true either.
I mean, number one, yes, of course, you can't prove that. It's completely made up. But also, like, wouldn't that just make sense? If you say, like, this is the place that in the world that has the second most Jews of any place, that then, like, yeah, that would be where they're the most targeted or whatever. You know? Because the other place where there's the most of them, it's like it's their home turf where they're allowed to kill anybody that they decide to kill, according to the rules. That, hey, I don't make the rules. I just have to go along with them. You know, in Israel, Jews are allowed to kill whoever they want, no matter how baby they are, no matter how much they're a doctor who's just trying to help someone who's sick. You know, that's just the rules, and we can't argue with the rules because that's just how it works. So then the number 2 most Jews are in New York, and it's not their home turf. So then it feels like, yeah, that would be the place where they're targeted the most, right? Does that make sense? This is like a per capita thing?
Well, she's probably not talking about, like... I mean, that's the thing, is you could kind of take that sentence in multiple ways,
Sure.
I guess. But, like, the intended way is to be, like, out of all the minorities in New York, they're targeted more than any other minority.
Sure.
group.
That has to be true. I mean, how could it not?
I mean, she cites a specific number, 54% of all hate crimes in New York City in 2024. But then she says, why would the guy who's interested in, quote, what's best for New Yorkers, unquote, want to disappear 13% of the city's populace as his first priority? Disappear?
Yeah.
What? I don't even know how Eve Fartlow's jumping to that conclusion. Usually I can see
Sure.
like how her demented mind is working, but that I don't even get. Oh wow. So now I'm just seeing other tweets of hers. Did she post these? It's embarrassing that she would post her own tweets. That sucks so hard.
Yeah.
She's responding to Mom Donnie saying in a speech, "We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism." Her response is just, "Communism has killed between 80 and 100 million people worldwide. Nothing warm here."
I mean, I don't know. How many people have been killed by cheeseburger? Like, are we... Who cares? I don't care how many people have died because of communism, ma'am. This is not important.
How many lives have been uplifted by cheeseburger
That's
as
true.
well? You have
That's
to ask
true.
yourself.
Listen, the fastest growing economy in the world is China. They've taken the most people out of poverty in the past decade of anyone, and they did that on account of communism. So, I mean, you want to talk about uplifting lives or whatever. So, again, you take the good with the bad.
God, this blog post is so all over the place as well. She just basically starts like doing propaganda like for the incoming continued war on Iran, which seems to be in the works, folks. Keep your eyes and ears peeled and open for that.
Yeah, you want to. Well, listen, when Eve Fartlow is around, you do want to keep your ears peeled. Your ears peeled. You want to hear every, flap gusting in the wind.
Well, speaking of people on the IDF payroll,
dude, I don't think she's getting fucking paid. To be honest, I think she does it for the love of the game, man.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, she's so like kind of well known, at least amongst a certain level of online person, that I could see her like maybe getting small time sort of freelancing propaganda jobs at some point.
Yeah.
But like she doesn't appear to be at this point. She just seems more pathetic than she's ever been.
I
would say
my thing is more like, I don't think like if like whatever amount of money that she possibly gets from like Israeli propaganda, whatever you want to say. If she's probably not taking a massive haircut if she lost it. I'm saying it's not like a, you know what I mean? It's not a huge part of her income is like Israeli propaganda. I think again, she's primarily doing it just purely for the love of the game. And because she's got an AI psychosis, and that AI stands for Awesome Israeli.
Well, speaking of awesome Israeli, remember in the old LA riots of yesteryear?
Never heard of it, man.
Oh, I'm realizing actually this is not a breaking news story whatsoever. This came out at the time. But remember during that, back in June, there was that Australian journalist who got shot with the beanbag gun or whatever it was. Well, the cop who did that, he was drafted into the IDF immediately after.
I'm sure that they retired his number. I'm sure that they put his jersey up in the rafters down at the LAPD precinct as well. Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. A member of the Los Angeles Police Department has announced a major career change. Yeah, major career change. Come on, the LAPD to IDF pipeline.
It's more common than you think.
In place. Major career change, saying they've been drafted into the IDF. This comes after the cop was seen on camera shooting Australian journalist Lauren Tomasi. They're a natural, said a representative of the IDF. They'll fit right in, as long as they stop using those rubber bullets.
Oh,
holy shit.
Fucking goddamn. Really? They went for it. They really do not give a frick.
Obviously, they need some training for the unique challenges we face. We need to see how they react to humanitarian workers, doctors, kids, Greta Thunberg. You know what? I think I've maybe been duped a little bit. This is very obviously a fake story.
Are you sure? Because
I wanted it to be real. It also does sound real, but now that I'm reading it out loud, I'm like, this is obviously someone striving to be the Onion, I guess. Has to be, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of this website before, chaser.com.australia.
I don't know. That sounds... I'm not going to... Oh, wait.
You know what it says here? It says... It's like a newspaper had a baby with a BuzzFeed article.
I mean...
That makes me feel like they're trying to be satirical, but BuzzFeed is
BuzzFeed's not
satirical.
I think the problem here, obviously, is that it's Australian.
This is definitely satirical, though.
No, it definitely is, but the problem is Australian, so it's hard to tell because they're a little bit, not, I love Australian people, but they're kind of like beautiful morons. They're a little bit too slow to completely understand how sarcasm works, They don't 100% get it, so yeah, they don't, so it's a little bit, but this is meant to be satirical, but that is a good article. I did see when I pulled up the website that Chaser is meant to be about drinking alcohol. I was going to bookmark this page because I was thinking maybe it was a site for fellas who have a similar predilection to myself when it comes to, chasing, but we'll just leave it at that.
No, it's just a shot glass. It's not a bug and a shot glass. The Chaser is a satirical media company run by drunk halfwits.
Hey!
To be fair, most media companies are also run by drunk halfwits.
Hey, you know what?
We at least stand for something.
I'll give it to them. At least they admit that they're Australian.
And they got me, because why wouldn't that be the case?
Right.
It's kind of... I don't mean to be too critical of the Chaser, but...
Yeah, kind of the point, the point of satire is you're supposed to, plus it up a bit. You're supposed to go outside of the realm of reality, and this is kind of...
It only slightly gets
Yeah.
there, too, with this fake quote that I was in the middle of reading when I realized, oh, this is definitely a fake news site. But I could see someone saying, we need to see how they react to humanitarian workers, doctors, kids, Greta Thunberg. I mean terrorists. Terrorists.
Yeah, well, you repeat yourself when you say Greta Thunberg and then also terrorists, right?
Well, that's the whole
She's a
thing.
goddamn
All of
eagle.
them. Humanitarian workers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Doctors, children, the old, the young, the middle-aged.
The lame. You know, not like when you say it like when you're on the hit TV show Stranger Things, but like when you mean like someone who's like has a disability, right? When you say that they're lame, like that.
They can't walk good no more. Let's talk about our beautiful president's delicate hands. They used to say he had small hands, but it's 2025 when he has delicate skin. No, apparently, I don't know, the larger headline beyond the sensitive hands is that Trump finally weighed in on some of the speculations about his health.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I was going to say he's got small, delicate, fragile hands, much like quail eggs, which are delicious and a delicacy. So, you know, who's laughing now? Now that Mr. Trump has beautiful quail egg-like hands.
President Donald Trump says the bruises and makeup on his hands that have fueled months of speculation are the result of minor cuts and a daily aspirin regimen he refuses to give up. Not a hidden health crisis. Oh, well, I'm satisfied.
You take daily aspirin when you have like major heart disease and risk of stroke.
Yeah.
So, all right, you know, he's doing good.
He does say something pretty funny about the aspirin thing in particular. I wanted to find it here. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Trump addressed the health rumors directly. He attributed the marks and bruising on his hands to a daily aspirin regimen he has maintained for 25 years and to minor injuries incurred during public engagements. Trump said, "I'm a little superstitious about taking a smaller dose," adding, "I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart."
It's important to take medications to keep your blood thinner.
I want nice, thin blood pouring through my heart. Said the villain from the Epstein files.
But he's gotten so old and out of it. Like he doesn't realize that this is like common knowledge. That this is literally just like he's old and he has to take blood thinners because he's a fucking risk for heart disease and stroke. Like, that's what you're saying, dude. And you're just like admitting it while you're trying to cover up for the idea that you're not old and decrepit and dying. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. It's just a little thing. It's called Manjaro, and you just take it. And it makes you not that hungry. It makes you only eat one meal a day. And I'm a little bit superstitious about it, folks. Yeah,
And it doesn't deplete your natural energy reserves the way exercising, say, does, or having non-pedophilic sex. He also threw old Pam Bondi under the bus slightly during this and said that one of the times his hand was bruised, because they're talking about his hand bruisings that have been basically there for like a year straight, right?
Yeah, it's every 28 days because he's getting infusions for his brain to make his brain good. Yeah.
Right.
To make him give good brain.
He said...
What was that?
He said he high-fived Pam Bondi and that the high five, like, cut his hand open. Yeah. Well, I guess it was, like, the ring on... I'm trying to picture how that would even work in a high-fiving situation.
See, that's the problem.
though.
She had a low quality. I'm not saying, but if it's a high quality diamond, it doesn't cut the skin. But if it's some kind of fake diamond, like a cubic zirconian, then you have a risk. Yeah. So that's her husband. Maybe her husband. Maybe he cheaped out a little bit. He didn't get the highest quality diamond.
That was the only problem there.
Yep.
Yeah, so he admitted to using makeup to conceal his minor nicks, including one sustained from Attorney General Pam Bondi's ring during the RNC. Oh, they were so happy back then.
Yeah.
No files to worry about. But Trump also went on to say, yes, there was a little cut. And he said that the makeup was easy to put on, takes about 10 seconds. So I guess that's supposed to soothe Maganation.
Right.
Oh, okay. Did you hear that bitch Pam Bondi?
It was because of
Got
her.
him in all this Epstein trouble. Then he did come out even after this with yet another hilarious update on his overall health. I guess maybe focusing on his cognitive health. I mean, this all just feels like just flat circle shit.
Right.
Eternal recurrence here, but it's the news.
Hey,
So
look at the views.
Views
Equals news.
as
yeah.
news. Writing on Truth Social on Friday, I guess that's today, Trump said, the White House doctors have just reported that I am in, all caps, perfect health, and with single quote marks around it.
Oh, that's how you know
And
it's
that
serious.
I aced, all caps, single quote marks, aced, meaning was correct on 100% of the questions asked
That's right.
for the third straight time.
That's right.
My cognitive examination, something which no other president or previous vice president was willing to take. P.S. I strongly believe that anyone running for president or vice president should be mandatorily forced to take a strong, meaningful, and proven cognitive examination. Our great country cannot be run by, single quote, all caps, stupid or incompetent people. So another lovely, I guess that wouldn't even be a holiday address, but whatever. The New Year, ringing in the New
Right.
Year. I love the Why It Matters section on every Newsweek article. Every single time just immediately makes me think, oh, it doesn't.
Oh, yes.
None of this matters.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, hearkening back to what they were talking about on your very important news site, thechaser.com, when they were talking about the terrible terrorist Greta Thunberg or whatever, like the real answer, or the only thing that actually matters, is the fact that we're all going to fucking die from climate change very shortly. So Trump acting like an idiot about cutting his hand or whatever, getting a boo-boo from high-fiving some dumb bitch, is like very low on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because the main thing we need is like a place to live. That's number one, but I guess Trump is not really helping with that now, is he?
Housing is the furthest thing from a human right, is what we say.
And what is Earth but just like a big house, a big free house?
Yeah, you already have shelter. Mother Nature's shelter. Let's see.
Oh my fucking
What
god.
else?
Okay, I'm sorry.
What else?
I just
What
have
else?
to quickly, dystopian future report, because I pulled up Reddit from
Let's
one of the
hear it.
things you were doing, and I got a promoted Reddit post from user Home Depot, and it's a picture of like a generator hooked up to a tank of propane. Don't wait for the first cold snap. Prepare your home now for possible power outages. The Home Depot has all your winter storm essentials to stay warm, safe, and ready for the season ahead. This is like, welcome to America, where when it gets cold, we might not have infrastructure to keep you alive. Be prepared. Yeah, that's where we're at now. Everyone feeling real good about, this fucking country. Awesome. And the best part about it is like capitalism, right? It's got to synthesize the situation and advertise to you. Go buy this stuff. Go buy some crap to save yourself when the fucking government, when the infrastructure fails, because we can't deal with the fucking, again, the falling apart, like, environment. We are not prepared for it, so you need to prepare for yourself by going and buying a generator and hooking it up to a propane tank in case the power goes out when it's so cold that grandma's gonna freeze to death. Jesus Christ, it's fucking bleak to think about, man.
Yes, I guess speaking of bleak, there was a post made on New Year's Eve by the official Homeland Security Twitter account.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be reasonable.
That it's just like a sort of postcard-looking image of like a beach, big ocean wave coming in, some palm trees, like a classic car on the beach. I'm sure this was probably AI generated. And then the text on the clear blue sky just says, America after 100 million deportations. So you're supposed to get that kind of like Corona beer TV ad, like getting lulled into a sleepy state on the beach and just nodding your head. Yeah, 100 million deportations seems like the ticket. That's what's been missing.
Yeah,
is to get rid of a third of the people that live.
That's the problem.
Within these national borders.
That's been the problem this whole time. Brown people. What was I thinking? You know, I was like, oh, maybe the problem is, you know, again, that like...
I mean, if they didn't exist, they wouldn't have been genocided a couple hundred years ago.
True. You know, maybe the thing where I was like, you know, 90% of the wealth on the planet is owned by like a half dozen people or whatever. I thought that might be the issue. But now this, you know, again, like you said, Corona ad inspired fucking propaganda reminding me that the real problem is brown people.
And even more bleak is actually what the Homeland Security Twitter account wrote as original commentary on this picture. The peace of a nation no longer besieged by the third world. It's like little shit like this that makes me like really snap awake to, fully snap awake to, oh, this is the continued Third Reich. This is where
America is so cool because we were able to like synthesize, you know, the duality of man and be both like Israel and Nazi Germany at the same time. Yeah. Not a lot of countries have the ability to contain that much multitude.
It is really what's so kind of like, it's almost like the perfect crime, like Israel being what Israel is and what it was founded on. And when it was founded on, like immediately after the Holocaust was finally stopped, the OG Holocaust is like, oh, we'll just keep doing more of that. But then people will be like just unable to believe that it could be like analogous. Like, how could... It's like when people say, like, how could there be neo-Nazis in Ukraine? The president is Jewish. Right. Like, just the hiding in plain sight-ness of the whole thing. And, like, actually, speaking of, which we kind of talked about earlier, I guess, too, with regards to Israel, the true Fourth Reich, this guy who wrote a really good book that I know I've mentioned, at least in passing, on the podcast about the relationship between like Zionism and Nazism. He's facing, I think, up to 14 years in jail in England. I think his name is Tony Greenstein. I thought I put this in here, but maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah. Okay. So this guy, he's like a prominent anti-Zionist activist and author. He's like 70 years old now, and he's being charged under the Terrorism Act 2000 by the Crown Prosecution Service on one count of inviting support for a proscribed organization, Hamas. But yeah, he could be facing maximum 14 years in jail. So yeah, his home was raided. Oh, this like all started back in 2023, December 2023. Yeah, essentially he's just defending the right of Palestinians to resist Israel's genocide in Gaza. And so his like phone and laptop were seized, and I guess they're slow working on this because that's 2 years ago now. I guess even what he posted was like literally rejecting the like support for Hamas. So someone online like said, just tweet "I support Hamas." 3 words is all you have to tweet, and then we know where you stand. And he refused to take the bait and responded, "I support Palestinians. That is enough," before going on to say, "I support Hamas against the Israeli army." Anyway, free speech is alive and well in the West. Just tell Tony Greenstein.
Sometimes you have to, you have to encroach on free speech a little bit so that you know how good it is when you can have it,
You have to know it's there.
Yeah.
You can't actually identify free speech until it's been persecuted.
Right. Then you're like, oh, yeah.
Then you know it should have been free.
Right.
You hear about what Jared Kushner's been up to these days? Project Sunrise?
Actually, no. Seems like it's been kind of quiet out of the Kush. I haven't noticed.
Yeah, he's been behind the scenes more these days.
I can understand that because, again, the second Trump administration has been a lot more Nick Fuentes-y, I'll say. A little bit more America First-y. And unfortunately, that doesn't really vibe with Jared Kushner's whole genealogical background, I'll say. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I can understand why they haven't had him out in the front like they did before.
Yeah, he's making deals and
that's
pitching PowerPoint presentations.
I mean, that's kind of what they're good at, Like they have he has a natural, predilection, let's say, to deal making. Some people will call it wheeling, dealing, being shisty. That's the kind of natural income. Money changing.
What are you getting at?
If you will. But yeah,
money changing.
He's a natural money changer.
Yeah. Can I get change for a 20, sir? He's really good at it.
Real fast. He'll be like, you want, 5s, 10s, 1s? What are you looking for?
Dealer's choice. So he's basically just doing the real work behind the shit that Trump shoots his mouth off about, which is turning Gaza into a resort, essentially.
Right.
And he's going around doing the actual real work of that, which is pitching this 32 slide PowerPoint presentation about Project Sunrise, as it's called, which is every bit as disgusting as you can imagine, I guess.
Right.
It's him and the former Middle East envoy who was, he was bringing all that peace and prosperity to the Middle East. I don't know why he got let go after that and then given an even easier job. I forget what he's doing now. Something with sort of envoy to the UN or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are both on their world global tour trying to get people invested in building a bunch of gross Vegas style resorts on top of the barely extinguished populations of Gaza. But yeah, it's a new year and things are still quite unfathomably bad. when it comes to the region. So perhaps I'll just move on to something else. Ooh, Ben Gvir proposes crocodile prison, mandatory death penalty for Palestinians.
Seems reasonable. I'll hear him out. Wait, hold on. Crocodile prison? Are we sure that this isn't more Australian humor? Crocodile prison feels like maybe some kind of Aussie term that we're like, we don't get the reference or something.
This might be just another chaser.com.au article. Let me double check. presstv.iran. No, this is the state media, Iranian state media.
Shit.
That
I thought this was just some cheeky Australians, but I think it turns out these are actually war crimes. Oh, God. Whoops.
I mean, that's kind of it. It's just Ben Gvir.
Right.
A guy never known for being pure evil is suddenly saying things that sound like they should be coming out of a movie, I guess. But yeah. I mean, it also just, on top of everything, feels a little bit half-assed, and ass-kissing towards Trump. It's like, we also want to have weaponized reptiles around one of our concentration camps. You've got, I was going to call it Alligator Auschwitz again. Alligator Alcatraz, yes. That's it.
I mean, why not?
So,
why not Alligator Auschwitz? It rolls off the tongue.
It does. It just feels right as well. Yeah. I don't know why. It just feels more accurate.
Yeah, I like it.
What else we got here? I did think it was a bit rich that Trump signed some defense bill that will force the sharing of, I forget which of the several mass murders carried out in the Caribbean yet, but basically it's saying you need to make this video footage public. But then at the same time, while this is continuing to go on, boats continue to be bombed. There's literally zero mention of any sort of evidence they have to call these people narco terrorists, which is apparently the whole legal justification. Yeah. And then on top of that, one of the more recent strikes came out of Ecuador, which is one of the places we're basically running with a proxy, and where a ton of drugs do actually come from. But anyway, they blew up this boat and basically are oh no, we blew up all the evidence, all the drugs. So Pete Hegseth's getting some shit now, from within about doing that, and it's just I don't know, it's just so comically fucked up and
right.
No shit, the evidence is destroyed, which is why you're not supposed to just be allowed to vaporize people based on a hunch. So yeah, there will be no justice, but we will be able to see everything in high def, supposedly. Predictions. I joined this Reddit called Collapse when I was looking at all that stuff about end times preparation.
Sure.
And I guess they have a tradition over there where they make their predictions for the year.
Oh man. I think we need to talk about this one at the very bottom.
Where's that?
On the Google. On the actual notes.
Oh, okay.
This is just...
The thing about X? Yeah, let's do it.
This is amazing. I mean, it also plays into how much Australia talk we've had, this evening.
Yeah.
So might as well.
Elon Musk's X wins appeal. Never heard of X.
What's that? No.
I know about Twitter, but wins appeal to lift block on Australians seeing Charlie Kirk shooting footage. It's a real mouthful of a headline. How is this Australian specific?
Because Australia has magic, like, weirdly, Australia has, like, really tight laws against social media, but not in, like, a draconian, not like the unscrutable evil Chinese, but in, like, a enlightened Western style, where they just recently, like, tried to do something where they're outlawing, like, kids having social media accounts, basically. And they have, like, a bunch of stuff to, like, limit the amount of time that, like, underage people can spend on the internet. And, like, they're like, making, like, federal mandates for how long your kid can play computer. Like, hey, maybe your children shouldn't fucking be on, like, Call of Duty for 16 hours a day. Get them off of there and make them do something outside. Eat a sandwich or something. So... yeah, that's why, because Australia is, like, actually, like, trying to protect people from seeing, like, what is essentially America's number one export at this point, which is, capital X port, is, freaky Christian fundamentalists getting fucking aired out with a fucking, with, like, a shotgun shell, and this bleeding out, and then just being like... hopefully he dies instantly, because if he doesn't, he's going to be bankrupt by hospital bills. Like, that's the American export, is, like, watching a video of some fucking insane Christian fundamentalist getting killed, hopefully getting killed, because, yeah, if he doesn't die, he's going to have to pay for this, and it's going to cost him $1 million. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing. And Australia was like, we don't want our children seeing this, and obviously... this very smart, very, very handsome millionaire Elon Musk was like, why can't my website show your children a dumb child who was groomed into being even stupider than he would have been naturally, getting murdered in front of thousands of people? Why the hell? I thought this was America. And they were like, I'm sorry, Mr. Musk. They said, excuse me, Mr. Musk, but this is actually Australia. It's not America. I thought this was America, where we're allowed to have free speech. Yes, and on top of the fact that you're actually speaking to an Australian person, you are from South Africa. So I don't understand. I thought it was. Well, I'm from Texas. I'm a big Texas man. Yeah, this is actually the transcript. This is the AI transcript, and we know that those are very, very proven to be correct of what happened here. So yeah. This story just tickles me on, like, a lot of levels. I love it.
I was trying to remember what that. I was thinking about Charlie Kirk being bankrupt by medical bills.
It's so cool.
And how quickly he would raise money, though, on that, whatever that Christian. Do you know what I'm talking about? It made headlines this year at some point.
Yeah, it's like Give Well.
There was that one.
Is that it? No.
Give something, maybe.
Give, Send, Go?
Remember.
Is that the one?
That sounds right. I searched Kickstarter for Christians, and it didn't really turn up anything. Fundly? I don't think that's it.
No, search
Anyway.
Ashley Madison for medical bills. That's what you...
But I was just remembering that, and how, like, that there was a one lady who, like, called some, like, little black kid, like, the N-word.
Yes.
And got, like, $500,000 or some insane shit. That's what made me, like, really start considering, like, making a false controversy and trying to scam these people.
That wasn't Patreon, right? Because Patreon is...
No, it was something sounded more like the first thing you said. Like give thanks to our Lord Jesus Fuckley. And I think that was the same site that raised money for that fucking that one guy who was on the Jubilee with who was it?
Oh yeah.
It was like the pro-fascist.
It was with Sam Cedar. It was the toilet guy.
It was one after him, though. I think it might have been Mehdi Hassan.
Oh yeah, that one was the Mehdi Hassan one was even better. It's Give Send Go. That's the one.
Yeah.
But that's so interesting because I don't feel like that one's like expressly like marketed towards like this is where you make money if you're racist, but it seems to just like work out that way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember looking at that one lady who called the little boy the N-word, and it was like every donation was like $14.88
for a good brother who's calling him out for This definitely looks. It's not. The website itself doesn't expressly look racist, but it does give a little bit of that, like, my child was born prematurely and it's probably because of Jews. It's kind of got that little, it's got a little bit of that on the edge, This is oh no, I have a sick golden retriever and it's probably because of the Muslims. Like, that's the vibe that you're getting from this website, even though it's not like, it's not out there. But yeah, that's a good one. That is a good place, and yeah, I guess it would be tough. It would be like, is Charlie Kirk, like, if Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck and then had to raise money to pay for his medical bills in this world, the real question would be, like, where does Candace come down on it? Because while he was incapacitated in the hospital, if Candace was like started, spreading rumors about it being a false flag or an inside job or something, like, he probably would not raise the money. But if she steadfastly stood strong and tried to support him, then yeah, he'd be fine.
Yeah, I think she would have probably just done what almost everyone else did and, like, continued their current relationship or whatever with Charlie Kirk. I mean, I don't even know if, like, these rifts were starting before he died or not. Maybe they were. I don't know.
They were, but it was more focused towards Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro was the main villain before Charlie Kirk died.
It really is funny how, like, that whole thing seems to center Israel as, like, peak issue, but it's like not a single one of those people actually gives a shit about Palestine.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, it's either about, like, I support Israel or I hate the Jews, but Palestinians don't factor into it. Like, that's not part of the conversation. Which is, I mean, that's probably honestly, that's probably the correct take. As an American, as a red-blooded American, that should be your opinion should be either I love Israel or I hate the Jews, and it shouldn't worry about the Palestinians,
Totally, 1,000,000%.
All right. You want to close this out with the 2022 or 2026 predictions?
Of yours?
No.
Do you have some?
the thing from our collapse that you were talking about. I don't have any.
Oh, right. I'm not sure, but we can close it out.
That's up to you.
Maybe. What does Nostradamus have to say about 2026?
Yeah. This is a classic Heat Death of the Universe bit.
Nostradamus predictions?
Looking at Nostradamus predictions and being like, what an idiot. What an idiot he was, Really sticking it to no one else. This is what they say, Oh, who runs the world? Who are you not allowed to, make fun of? Who are you not allowed to criticize? And why is it that nobody else is fucking calling out Nostradamus for his bullshit anymore?
The source of all our problems.
Heat Death of the Universe is willing to speak truth to power. Vis-a-vis Nostradamus.
Yeah, we're not affected by the Nostradamus lobby. Sure, let's talk Nostradam. Michel de Nostradam. Wow, this is a New York Post highfalutin article, isn't it? As the new year dawns, it's time to talk doomsday, my babies. And no one grips us with grim quite like Nostradamus. Let's get a sense of who this author is. Someone named Rada Weigel, I want to say, is how you pronounce that. Oh, this is the New York Post astrology writer. Rada routinely researches the birth charts of celebrities and other strangers. A Taurus, middle child and graduate of the University of New Orleans Creative Writing Workshop. She believes in ghosts, butter, and redemption. Rada's knowledge of pop culture is largely owed to an adolescence spent feigning mono and mainlining VH1's Behind the Music. I hate everything about this.
Hold on. Stop I gotta call this bitch out. I'm sorry, but I'm very agnostic, I'll say, at best, when it comes to this concept of butter. I don't know where she gets off being 100% sure that butter exists, you know? I question that quite a bit. Like, I mean, obviously you have to question everything, but the idea that butter is somehow infallible, I don't know. So, if you're going to be the kind of person who's interested in deep thoughts and looking into things, you know, doing your own research when it comes to looking at star charts and all this, but you're just going to let Big Dairy tell you that butter is real? Okay, fine. If you're just a sheep, if you're just a little, you know, goat's milk drinking baby sheep, then sure.
Sheep drinking goat's milk, cats lying with dogs. Wake the kids, phone the neighbors.
What is going on?
Michel de Nostradamus, or Nas if you're nasty, was a 16th century astrologer, doctor, enemy of the church, and bearded soothsayer who's been credited with foretelling the Great Fire of London, Hitler's rise to power, and 9/11 attacks. Oh wait, it doesn't end there. The 9/11 attacks, the COVID-19 pandemic, the deaths of Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and the powerful earthquake that rocked Japan on New Year's Day 2024, to name a few. Yeah, I think this this highly researched, well thought out piece in the New York Post, it might just be crediting a lot of things by saying, people say.
A lot of people claim. Yeah. Some believe.
Known as the Prophet of Doom, Nostradamus' decidedly dark worldview was shaped by a steady diet of Old Testament brimstone and the trauma of losing his wife and young child to plague. I get it now. He just retreated into fantasy land.
Because he wasn't getting any pussy.
That's what I was going to say next.
This is the thing that hit me, is where it says the Prophet of Doom, that I'm like, it would be kind of funny to like comb through all of MF Doom's music and pick out like predictions and be like try to prove that he was like predicting the future off of shit that he was saying in his raps. I think you could probably do it, and I think I might endeavor in this project.
You definitely should let us know.
Please let us know.
We'll do a deep dive. Please let us know. Oh, man. Should just play that on a loop as a tribute to old Charlie. Blah, blah, blah. It takes a long time to really get into what are the predictions of 2026 here, because then they take a little off-ramp into what he predicted about 2025.
That's not helping.
Which was
Who's that helping?
End to the...
I already lived through all that shit, man. I don't need to know about this.
Supposedly, he predicted an end to the conflict in Ukraine, a gigantic asteroid hitting Earth, and the flooding of the Amazon, and the rise of an aquatic empire. So he was only wrong about those things, those small things last year. So he must be right about 2026.
It's pretty good.
One thing predicted is that a great man will be struck down in the day by a thunderbolt.
Oh, wait, maybe that bitch Pam Bondi, maybe she's got her fake diamond ring is going to like have some kind of static electricity because of it being so cheap and shitty, because her husband is probably busy with his his paramour, and then that's going to kill Trump with static electricity.
I believe it.
I think that's what this is predicting.
Fingers crossed, am I right, folks? Blood floweth, Nostradamus writes, because of the favor that the city will show, the Ticino will overflow with blood. For the uninitiated, Ticino is an Italian-speaking region in southern Switzerland, studded with lakes and alpine peaks. While the aforementioned overflow sounds grim AF, blood doesn't necessarily mean bad news. True.
I guess, yeah.
I've had the appearance of blood signal good news.
I mean,
during, let's say pregnancy scares.
Everyone hates blood until you remove all of it from their body, and then they're like, "Hey, give me my blood back."
They also say this prediction could reflect a potential surge in stem cell preservation. So it's kind of like Nostradamus predictions could almost be bent to mean whatever you feel like.
See, now, I thought that this might have something to do with, like the fact that my wife is Italian and she is on her period right now. He's talking about blood coming from Italian people. Okay, he got that one right. I'll give it to him.
It is 2026, that's true. So we can say that now.
We can say Italian.
Confirmed. Prediction confirmed.
In 2026, now that woke is over, you're allowed to call people Italian again.
Nas, as she calls him here, in a totally non-annoying way. Nas gets nautical, writing, "Foists and galleys around 7 ships, a mortal war will be let loose." Meaning there'll be some war on the high seas this year. I mean, it's already kind of begun, I guess.
Yeah, with Trump.
Although she goes on to say,
guys or whatever.
She goes on to say, experts, some experts, unnamed experts, suspect the war in question will involve China, which has laid a controversial claim to vast expanses of ocean off its southern coast. Oh, is China just blowing up random fishing boats too? I didn't catch that in the news these days.
Did they say that the Malaysians are bringing fentanyl into China? Is that happening?
Yeah, Nas said everything's game as long as they're narco-terrorists. And finally, there will be a great swarm of bees. They will arise. By night, the ambush shall appear.
Oh, and this is another positive one, because remember a few years ago, everyone was like, oh, bees are going extinct. It's terrible. We're all going to die. And now Nostradamus was saying in 2026, a bunch of bees are going to show up, and it's good. We all love bees. We all need a bunch of bees, right?
Well, apparently, what bees really mean, according to the expert here, she again cites unnamed people, unnamed authorities.
Sure.
Conspiracy theorists connect the imagery of the bee to politics.
Oh, shit. This is about Mamdani. The Wu-Tang Killer Bees are going to come out and support Mamdani in full effect. All 5 boroughs are going to unify under Mamdani.
Starting with Staten Island, of course, where Wu-Tang is from. Just a sentence like conspiracy theorists connect the imagery of the bee to politics.
So good.
End point.
Boom.
In this sense, the hive mind of certain ideologies could continue to rise and rile. None of this is vague.
Nope.
And the very last sentence of this article, the next sentence, as black is the preferred color of fascists and swarming insects, we can further intimate that totalitarian-leaning regimes will add to their rancid ranks in 2026. And that's probably the one truly true thing Rada Weigel said there.
No, let me paraphrase here. As black is the preferred color of big-tittied goth girlfriends, we can all assume that the swarming insects means that everyone's gonna get laid. And then, was it, I was going to say David Copperfield. Rodney Dangerfield starts dancing by the pool. We're all getting laid. Yeah. Black is the preferred color of fascists. Black is the preferred color of everyone cool, man. It's not... black is the fascist color. We all know that.
But she also says the preferred color of fascists and swarming insects.
Right.
It just muddies the waters.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you thought we were going to end on a bleak note, like genocide.
Nope. Instead,
in Palestine. No, we go out on the positive thoughts about swarms of bees.
We're all getting big titty goth girlfriends in 2026.
That's a guarantee, folks. Guarantee.
That is the heat death lock
let's-
of the decade.
Well, I got something to recommend.
Okay.
Actually, before even that, I'll just second a previous recommendation of yours, Tim, that I followed up on. I watched The Chair Factory.
Oh, yeah.
Recently. Very funny, hilarious stuff. I'll just just add that exciting addition.
Tim Robinson.
I liked
he's
it.
so good. He's just, yeah.
Who else was on that show? Now I'm like, my memory's so bad. Chair Company.
I mean, the other people in his family are like, you kind of like know them, you know, but they're not like major celebrities, and then a lot of the other actors are just like really small, like whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Lou Diamond Phillips.
yeah, oh yeah.
No
That's
slouch.
his boss, but he's not. He's not like a major.
He's like
guest.
it's like an extended cameo. Like
He's a feature. He's a featured character. He's not like a main character. And he's still looking pretty good.
yeah, Lou Diamond's got it.
Yeah.
So does Lake Bell, the actress that
His
plays
daughter.
Tim Robinson's wife.
Oh, yes.
I knew I recognized her from something.
Breaking news.
So yeah.
Breaking news before we close it out.
What's
Fox News posts, Mayor Mamdani, quote, "We will replace the fragility of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism." This is quote tweeted by the man, the myth, the legend, Matt Taibbi, and he has quotes, "What's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine." So, shout out Matt Taibbi. He has not completely ruined his legacy. He is not a complete and utter fucking hack piece of shit. Continuing on with... Now, okay, you gave your double down re-release recommendation. Now we have to get the main course. What's Josh's full-blown recommendation of the week? Unadulterated recommendation.
Yeah, here's the real shit. I started watching a show that, like, I was always kind of surrounded by growing up, but never really watched much. Maybe a few episodes. Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been fun to watch. And I'm just doing the old chronological watch, seeing how it started, where it goes. It's been enjoyable. Just say that. And then I'll shout out, there's this guy who makes animated videos named Brad Neely. He, probably way back in the day now, had a few videos that people might know.
Washington.
Did that one? Yeah, Washington, George Washington.
I like JFK the most, I think.
JFK is really good.
Can't
But then he
people
had these like
run like the wind. Yeah.
He also did these short animated things with these characters called like the Professor Brothers.
They got a TV show. They had a full-blown TV show.
And they made a TV show called China, Illinois. and I think he's got an even more recent one that I just started looking into. But Brad Neely is very good all around. And the Professor Brothers and Baby Cakes. Baby Cakes was
I
this
am baby
like
cakes.
hulking,
You are baby
weird
cakes.
character.
We are the world. Yeah.
So those are some nice things to shut out reality with. Just hang out with Sam and Diane in the bar in your home and watch some Professor Brothers.
Don't go outside.
You got anything?
Don't go outside where you might have to run into some of those brown people that we're going to deport soon. Stay inside.
Yeah, just hang on for a little bit
more.
We get the rest of the 100,000.
And we'll get it back. It'll be like Frasier, god damn it. In a couple of months, we'll have fucking America cooking again. Where Niles Crane will be allowed to exist without getting fucking attacked by MS-13. You know? Well, my number one recommendation, this is me intentionally trying to influence the outro music, is Matthew Good Band song called The Future is X-Rated. It came up earlier because we were talking about X, and it's a cool song. It's a good, like, 2000s CanCon song that I will recommend people check out. But outside of blatantly shilling just to try to get Josh to use my song on the show, I will recommend The Comeback. It's an HBO television program that's very interesting. It's starring Lisa Kudrow, and it's kind of a weird fucking thing because the concept of the show is like an old washed up actress who's like trying to like bring her career back, and then they did like one season, and then like 10 years later they did another season, and then now 10 years later again they're doing another season. And it's just it's like such a great meta concept to be like a show about an old actress who's like trying to like revamp her career, and then it disappears, and then it comes back 10 years later and she does it again, and then it comes back 10 years later again and she does it again. And it's like performance art amped up to a level that you don't really expect to get from like American anything. American media doesn't have this like level of like commitment to something this stupid and fun and interesting. And like, yeah, I would just, The Comeback, it's really good. It's a cool show. I'm rewatching it to like be prepared to like the new season coming out. But yeah, that's my recommendation, is The Comeback starring Lisa Kudrow.
Sounds good. And listeners, run, don't walk to the show description, where you will find a link to our Discord server, which you can join and come on in, say hi, and so on. Also, you can see things like show notes and so on. Give us a rating, a reviewing, a subscribing, whatever, etc. And if you like podcasts, you might like this other podcast. Tim, what's another podcast?
Violent People Radio. It comes out every week. It's on the Violent People website. My podcast. It doesn't have a name, but I guess the fucking suits at Violent People tell me we have to call it something. So it's called Q&TR. We've been doing episodes. We've done 2 episodes in 2 weeks. We might even do a third. We might do 3 episodes in 3 weeks coming up. We'll see. Tentatively, that's the plan, but it seems iffy. We did our our big comeback episode 2 weeks ago. We talked about John Cena's retirement. I think if you're not interested in wrestling, like if you're not a wrestling person, you might actually enjoy that, because me and Quentin kind of like break down the history of John Cena, who's like the biggest, I guess, close to the biggest thing as a crossover star in wrestling has had for like the past 3 decades, 2 decades, I guess. So yeah, like if again, it's like a cultural touchstone that you might be familiar with if you're not like a wrestling person. After that, we reviewed like a big AEW show last week that was like, well, you know, kind of get into stuff. I can't help myself, so I'm an asshole. I'm a catty bitch, and I like call people out and talk shit. So if you just like messy drama, you can listen to it for that. But yeah, it's a QNTR. You can find it on violentpeople.co, violentpeople.co. You can find it on Twitter and Instagram and all. Probably Instagram. I say Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's all on there, but I don't know. I can't confirm any of that. But yeah. Otherwise, yeah, check that out. You know.
Can also just click this podcast that you're listening to right now and go to the episode description, and you'll see a link to QNTR, as well as violentpeople.co. All right, the new year is upon us. And what did we decide? Big titty goth girls for everyone.
Yeah.
So the future's looking bright, so bright you're going to need sunglasses. And
wait,
as someone
we've all
always
decided
thinks,
that it's 2026. Let's suck some pricks. All right.
That is what I was going to say. But alternate, as someone always thinks every year, next year maybe something good will happen. Good night, good luck, good morning, Vietnam.
I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I'm going from strange to stranger every year. I take it back. You're panicking. I take it back. I just don't know. I really thought I wanted to go. But when we're close, you look through me just like a ghost. I like sleeping. I'm only safe when I'm dreaming. I need a new heart. This one's hollow, always scheming. Wait for summer and then you wait for
first voice recording was made in 1860. It was a 10-second fragment of the French folk song Au clair de la lune recorded by inventor Edward Leon Scott de Martinville. But who will make the final voice recording and when? What will it be? Who will hear it?